Batman: The Long Halloween Part. Wait, this isn't part two. Bat. I'm not cutting that shit out. I'm not. I'm just gonna leave it there at the intro. Batman: The Long Halloween Part 2 is the second part to this Batman Long Halloween adaptation, and the Falcone family is still under control of Gotham, but the Holiday Killer is still an inch away to their doorstep. He's still killing folks, and Batman, Jim Gordon, and Harvey Dent are trying to figure out where he's going to strike next before he gets to Falcone and basically win. They're trying to figure out who the Holiday Killer is. And in this one, it's my favorite. It's my overall favorite out of the two parts because it concludes the story. It felt like a conclusion. And in that way, because it now feels complete, I am able to enjoy the story a whole lot more. And it was very satisfying at the end to see all these villains actually together. And overall, I just had a really good time. The opening where we see Poison Ivy controlling Bruce Wayne was very interesting to me, though a bit rushed. Also, in my opinion, that's one problem I had. It's the opening. Like, I understand that time has went by, but I felt like there could have been more time dedicated to how Poison Ivy got to control Bruce Wayne. Like, where did that come from? That came out of nowhere, and barely paid off by the end. That's like one problem I had. Is just the whole Poison Ivy subplot was just there for the sake of it. We're just there to just show how much time passed since the first part. And I felt like it could have been done a whole lot better. But after that entire thing, after Catwoman saves Batman, the movie picks up to the main core of the story. Harvey Dent is still having issues with his wife, but is still trying to be the hero the city needs him to be. But that all leads into him becoming Two-Face after his face gets all screwed up by acid. And I love that. I loved this version of Two-Face. I was able to understand him so much in the first part. I cared about him. I was hoping that he'd be able to resolve his issues with his wife, and just seeing him become Two-Face and not getting that chance to redeem himself and ends up becoming the villain. It was just a very satisfying story. In that case, I guess it is worth it splitting this story into two parts. I still would prefer it if it was just one whole movie and maybe add a little bit more time to it. Like, maybe make it a 4-hour movie. It could have been just like that. Zack Snyder's A Long Halloween. But I felt like this storyline with Harvey Dent was very much well portrayed. And the aspect of Batman becoming the world's greatest detective also pays off here very well when he starts using his detective skills that he's been practicing for the first part into this film. I thought it all culminated very well into him becoming very smart, very intellectual, and becoming the Batman that we know him to be as the world's greatest detective. And I love that aspect. And here we get the reveal that Catwoman is helping Batman and Jim Gordon and everybody trying to solve this case because she is the daughter of Falcone. And that actually caught me by surprise. I didn't know that was a thing with Catwoman, and that changed the entire movie for me in the experience. And so I was now very much more invested with this character than I was in the first part. But now that I know this, I'm able to look back at the first part and understand how these pieces very much connect all together, and it actually starts to work as two parts of two movies. And so the fact that it was all able to conclude very well and not have it feel all forced in, I thought that was a miracle. And the finale in which all the villains that we've seen trying to do bad deeds, trying to do their old shtick again, all because of the Holiday Killer. It was all very climactic. I love the ending in which we see all the villains all try to fight Batman and Catwoman, and Harvey Dent is trying to kill Falcone and complete his goals. And I was on the edge of my seat what's going to happen. Just that by the end, the problem I did have though is the reveal of the Holiday Killer. Not who the Holiday Killer is, so to say, but how they revealed it, because it felt very last minute. Like, I felt like it should have been more time to this character, because the first part very much dedicated to the story trying to find this Holiday Killer. And here, it just was like anticlimactic, honestly. I was more invested with Harvey Dent's story. I guess after the twist in which Harvey Dent was not the Holiday Killer, I guess that was it, maybe? I don't know. It's just something about that kind of worked me the wrong way. And it's also why I mixed on this movie being one whole movie or two parts. In some cases, it works as a two-part movie, but in other cases, I feel like there could have been a whole lot more if it just had been one movie. So overall, despite my gripes with the movie, I still had a really good time with part 2. It works and doesn't work as a two-parter film, but I guess that's what you could expect with movies like this. Overall, I had a good time with this, and I'm going to give Batman The Long Halloween Part 2 an A-. Thank you guys so much for watching. People like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.